Hi, this is Mila from Good Evening Europe. We're here with Klemen from Slovenia, who has just given us tissues. What is the meaning behind this?
If my song makes you cry, you can wipe your tears.
I love that.
We came here prepared, yeah, because a lot of people were telling me they're getting so emotional while listening to the song, so yeah.
That is such a good gift. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And for me, I would say the first time I watched you was in 𝐿.𝐴 2011, where you were a host.
Really?
Yeah. I watched it.
Wow.
And I especially watched in 2012, where you did the Slovenia Will Win parody.
Oh, you remember also
Of
that?
course I
Oh my
remember.
God.
And I was just telling him, that day I said, one day Klemen will go to Eurovision.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
People started really getting into my head, Klemen, you should go to Eurovision.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just in the back of my brain engraved that someday I would stand on this stage. But I never considered going to Eurovision with a ballad.
No?
But in the meantime, I was doing a lot of comedy stuff.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, life happened. This very big and important challenge for my wife and the whole family to go through. And that was an inspiration to write that song, which never even crossed my mind that it would go to Eurovision when I was writing it. I just wrote it from the heart. But now, here I am.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, I played it to my wife. I was very careful. I didn't even want to show her the lyrics or anything, because she can be very direct and tells what she doesn't like.
Yeah.
So I was very careful, because I really wanted her to like the song, as it's about her and about my struggles of how much time do we have actually left?
Yeah.
So when I played her the song for the first time, she told me, Klemen, you should go to Eurovision with this. And like just a couple of weeks before, we were watching Eurovision, and I commented, I'm getting too old for this. And then she told me that, and was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, I think you could touch a lot of people. And then after playing the song to the people that were close to me and seeing their reactions, I felt, okay, maybe this really could be a way to go, because we want to spread the story, show our vulnerability, because I think that's the only way we can move something in people, like, inspire them and help them if they're struggling with something similar.
Definitely. And as you say, you have been doing comedy a lot of times. I was always assuming that if you came to Eurovision, it would be with a comedy act. But this is...
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But how has it been for you to go through this whole process with a song that is so personal and emotional to you? Because, as you say, it makes people cry. How is it for you to actually live through it?
Yeah, it was therapeutic in a way. And I would definitely go to Eurovision with a comedy song if I'd gone even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now we're here, and I'm a different Klemen now after this experience. My world turned upside down, the perspective shifted, and you see, there are different priorities.
Yeah.
And that's why I just want to spread that message of, whenever someone tells you something is impossible, like the doctors told my wife that this is an incurable disease, there could always be a way if you're ready to look for it.
That's very beautiful. And also, from what I've seen from the clip, your wife will join you on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that come into mind? That should be part of your staging, and how has it been doing this process with her as well?
It was actually already an idea I had in mind for 𝐿.𝐴, for the national final performance.
Yeah.
But she's an actress, and I'm an actor too, and she had a show that night. And it was like, okay, we're not doing that, because they couldn't postpone that show. But then it was also in the back of my mind, and after watching some of the reactions when people thought that it's basically a story about my child who's getting sick because they heard just a few words. It's normal, because we don't listen 100% to everything that's being said, right? So we just connect a few dots and say, oh, it's a story about the child who's sick. Oh, that's tragic. And it is. And also the story of my wife getting sick begins tragically, but it evolves through the lyrics, because in the bridge I admire her power and admire her will and her ability that she managed to heal herself,
Yeah.
and that is the message of the song. It starts very directly in your face, but that is exactly how it felt. Like it was a beautiful day. We had a small child, and then this news hit like nothing before. It was, and it's life changing. It is life changing, because you feel like you're running in a hamster wheel all the time.
Yeah.
Then and at one time, this hamster wheel just throws you out, and you're like, oh, wow, there's life outside of the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
And it's really good to step out of that thing before it actually throws you out, and make changes that I mean, make that, make it just take a look, where are you in life, and see what drives you forward, what's holding you back.
Yeah.
It's definitely easier to do that once you're out of the wheel, because when you're in it, then you just spin it, and you don't really realize. But it's better to do it when you're in it.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to do it because you don't have that experience being outside of it.
Because you're like
Yeah,
inside it, and you don't think about it. You don't think about what's important.
Yeah, exactly. You just do things that aren't important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I got out of the hamster wheel, I decided to quit my acting job, my theater job, because I felt like I was being suppressed by the system, not even controlling my own time. They were telling me when I'll have shows, in which shows I'll play, who will be the director, it's like they're controlling your life.
Yeah.
If that hadn't happened, if it wasn't that diagnosis, I would still probably be in the theater and would probably be sick and tired of everything.
Yeah. So since it all ended well, it could maybe have been a blessing in disguise in some way.
Exactly. I mean, it felt like the worst day that day.
Yeah, of course.
But now looking back, it was the best thing that happened. I mean, we fought. I mean, mostly my wife did the hard working. But yeah, it was a hard work, but it was worth it, I think.
Yeah. And it made you come here to Eurovision.
Here we are. I came full circle.
Yeah. When I watched your staging, you were singing upside down, and I was always thinking, is this because your world was turned upside down, or what was the message of you doing this?
Yeah, that was the main message. Like, you really feel like your world turns upside down, and the rush of blood going into my head when I sing that felt very similar to how I felt that day when she read the diagnosis. So this is, you feel like you're just floating there in space in a upside down. Everything is different. Everything, you don't even know where you are. And that's this metaphor we wanted to tell.
Has it been hard singing like that, upside down, or how do you manage?
It's definitely not easy. I do a lot of handstands by the wall to adjust with this feeling of blood coming into your head and singing at the same time. Yeah. It's the most difficult is when you come back, because if the body isn't used to this flipping, then you tend to get dizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then I have another minute and a half to sing till the end of the song, so that's why I gotta practice.
So you have time to adjust, you can say?
Yeah.
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 So how have you felt the rehearsals have been so far? You have had 2 rehearsals?
Yeah.
How has it been for you?
The first rehearsal was quite stressful because technically things, they weren't ready yet. So basically we're just waiting on stage for it to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I got to sing it just once without hanging. But for the second rehearsal, they're the best team on the planet, so they made sure that everything will work for the second rehearsal. And it went much smoother, and we can see that it's evolving and we'll be ready for the first semi-final.
Good. And you still have a few more to perfect the things.
Yes.
Okay. So I also wanted to ask, if you could choose another one of this year's song that you should perform, which one would you choose?
𝐿𝐶𝐸 sauna. It's so hot.
I would like to see that, and then you would kind of go back to your comedy roots in a way.
I would. That's why probably it attracts me.
Yeah.
Because it's just a fun song to sing. Yeah. But there are many songs that I can relate to, and they're stuck in my head through the whole day. You know, like I'm an ocean of love, and you're scared of water. You know.
That sounded perfect.
Or maybe even hallucination.
This was the answer I was waiting for. So thank you for
Of course,
that.
that's the one. It feels like I'm hallucinating now.
Yeah. Is this a dream or is it actually happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
We never know. You never know.
Pinch my. Ow! It's happening.
It's real.
It's happening. Ow!
Okay.
Ow! Shit.
In the end, I just want to ask you: do you have a message that you would like to share with the Danish fans?
I love you, Danish fans. I most certainly love you because I come from the only country on the planet with the word love in its name, Slovenia. We're full of love most of the time. So, Danish fans, if you love my song, then I'd be more than grateful if you could vote for Slovenia. Oh, in the final.
Yeah, in the final.
In the final, yeah, when we get there. Because if you vote for Slovenia, you vote for love. And here is the love of my life. She just came here. It's my wife.
She's behind the camera, but
Yeah.
she's here. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.